welcome you all here to the dedication of this fountain. The aura of the past, blending with the present, can't do anything but take us forward with strength. As we move into this, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce Father Richard Engel, who will have a short invocation and blessing for us. Thank you.
The fountain is dedicated to Bert and Dorothy Bouquet, the parents of John, and a beautiful family of, I think it is 5 boys. Also to Marcia's parents, Gus and Vivian Marmish. And there's no time like the present, and there's nothing better than to remember those who have loved us. Celebrate what you are, become what you celebrate. Well, may it always be that way, and may the success of life continue to be yours because of your generosity and goodness. We all bless and be blessed. And in a special way, we ask blessings on those who made for this occasion, for this beautiful setting, this beautiful fountain. Thank you, O Lord, for your presence in our lives. We ask this in your holy presence, and we say thank you, all of us, thank you so very much. Have a great moment, folks. God bless you.
Our guests that are up here with us, many of whom you will be hearing from during the course of this dedication. Johnny Johnson. Johnny's a member of the Prairie Island Indian community and serves on the Prairie Island Tribal Council. He's a direct descendant of Chief Wapahasha II. Johnny, welcome. You've met Father Engel. Next to Father Engel are John and Marcia Bouquet, basically the heart and the drive of that of which we are here to dedicate today. Next to them are Joanne Bird and her husband Gordon. Joanne is an artist and a sculptor and is responsible for what you see standing there. She too is a direct descendant of Chief Wapahasha II. Next, in the outstanding costume, is Jackie Bird. Jackie is the daughter of Joanne, and she will honor us with 2 songs, at least 2 songs of honor today. She too, obviously, a direct descendant. Jackie? And as always, it's a pleasure to welcome back Hereditary Chief Ernest Wapahasha VI and his wife, Ramel. Later on, you'll be hearing from Roger Trudell. Roger's the chairman of the Santee Sioux Nation and will speak on behalf of the Wapahasha family. With that, I would like to bring Jackie forward for the first of our honorary songs.
Okay, this is a beautiful honor song that was composed by my dad, so I'll sing the vocables of it. So this song says, when we come together and we celebrate life in a good way, it makes our hearts real happy. So this is in honor of coming together and connecting our hearts.
And sometimes you're just put in situations by luck that you stand back and you say, I'm very thankful to have been a part of it. This is one of them. I'd like to read a brief letter here that we received. This was to John Meesh, Mayor of the City of Wapahasha. Dear Mayor Meesh and distinguished guests, Congratulations on the dedication of the fountain and the statue of Chief Wapahshaw II, which is located on the banks of the Mississippi River next to the National Eagle Center. I am sorry I'm not able to attend such a wonderful ceremony. The addition of this beautiful, locally designed statue to downtown Wabasha on the National Eagle Center campus is yet another reason why Wabasha is a regional and a national destination for those who are eager to experience the peaceful Mississippi Bluff landscape while learning about eagles and conservation. I am also hopeful that the statue will encourage people to take an increased interest in the history of Chief Wapahshaw II and the Sioux tribes of Minnesota, which were part of the creation of this great state that we are today. Again, congratulations on this achievement. Sincerely, Al Franken, United States Senate. What John was is what I, as a mayor, have been proud to subscribe to. And that's what this fountain represents. Its dedication to family and remembering, and its dedication to community. And what he's done, he and his family have done, have created a living memorial of our past, his family, the past of Wabasha, and the future as that integrates into the Mississippi River and forever gives us the opportunity to stand on this particular area and think about anyone we wish that's deep in our hearts. And if he's done that, which I think he has, if you see the Pied Piper effect of Chief Wapahshaw II looking over our community as we remember those we love, we can't say anything except this is a marvelous contribution to our community. We thank you. At this time, I'd like to bring Johnny Johnson forward for a few words.
On behalf of the Prairie Island Tribal Council and the entire Prairie Island Indian community, we want to thank you for inviting us to take part in this important event. It's truly an honor. I would like to take a moment to recognize all the people who have been involved in creating the Chief Wapahshaw II sculpture. Having it displayed at the National Eagle Center is very appropriate. My tribe, the Bitterwakan Dakota, those who were born of the water, have lived on Prairie Island for countless generations. This beautiful land on the shores of the Mississippi River is a spiritual place for our tribe. Chief Redwing was related to Chief Wapahshaw the first, and there are Prairie Island Indian community members that are linked to Chief Wapahshaw II, including myself. My grandmother, Julia Wapahshaw, was a daughter to Chief Wapahshaw II. Family ties are of great importance to our culture, carrying family names and history to the next generation. This is a memorable day here to see Chief Wapahshaw II return to the banks of the Mississippi River with the sacred eagles soaring overhead. This sculpture will represent an important piece of history with ties to the Prairie Island Dakota community for further generations to see. Thank you very much.
At this time, I'd like to call forward Roger Trudell. Roger is the chairman of the Santee Sioux Nation. He'll be speaking on behalf of the Wapahshaw family. Roger?
My name is Roger Trudell of the Downston. I am the chairman of the Santee Sioux Nation, and I'm quite honored to speak on behalf of Ernest Wapahshaw, his family, hereditary chief of the Bitterwakan Oyate. Where I come from, we are Bitterwakan and WapahashaSculptureDedication Oyate. We are the direct descendants of those individuals that were imprisoned and removed from the state of Minnesota. I'm quite thinking of the proper term, I guess, of the spirituality of what is taking place at this time today. Whatever reason that brought all of us together, the part in memory of the fountain in the memory of relatives that have gone on, relatives of ours that have gone on. This magnificent piece of artwork, this statue of Wapahasha dude. The coincidence, can't really truly say coincidence, but the spirituality of this being the home of an eagle that is blinded in the left eye, as well as our chief, Wapahasha. So as you merge those thoughts together, realize this is just a truly spiritual, significant time for us, as all of us. The Wapahasha family has dedicated many hours to keeping our culture and keeping our history alive within the state of Minnesota. Ernest has spent many countless hours traveling back and forth between the communities, being out in front of the people, public, to preserve a way of life that we had many years ago. Although we can't live that life at this time, the memories of that life to take forward as we move forward as a people has been significant to all of us, not only the tribal members and the tribal communities in Minnesota, but also to us who now live in Nebraska. By the way, where it's much warmer. About froze to death over here. It's about like 90-some degrees a week or two ago at home, and the humidity is about 95, combined together about 100 and something. So this is a significant change in a few days. But on behalf of Ernest, his family, I want to take the opportunity to thank the community of Wapahasha, the National Eagle Center, Joanne Bird for her masterful work here. It's really, truly a art that will stand probably forever, and people will remember forever. So, and also at this time, the Wapahasha family would also like to honor the investor in this project, Mr. Bouquet and his wife, with some material items, to kind of keep, with our tradition to maybe show how we feel about things by gifting you with a beautiful Pendleton blanket and a medallion. So. Pendleton blanket is called the Spirit, and I think it really is befitting of what is taking place today. And again, on behalf of Ernest, his wife Renelle, who happens to be my wife's cousin, the Yankton Sioux lady, she's standing inside because it's too cold out here, so would like to really express on behalf of Bernie and Renelle their pleasure, their thankfulness, and their prayers for what has taken place today. Thank you very much.
I would like to introduce John Bouquet and his wife, Marcia.
I'd like to start by thanking Marcia. I was down here working on the project a lot with a lot of the local contractors and whatnot, but there's no way I could do it without Marcia. She does so much for me at home. I can just concentrate on this because she takes care of everything else. Not just here on this project, but in Rochester when I work over there too, it's the same thing. She takes care of everything. That makes my job so easy. I appreciate that a lot. She also she's such a good people person. In our business, she helps out a lot too. She's the niece of unit to anybody, I tell you. A lot of people wonder how this idea came about. It was actually back in fall of 2003, about 7 years ago, that Marcia and I took our boat and went on a long boat trip. And it was very early into this boat trip. We were just down into Iowa. 1 week, 2 weeks into the trip, and we had 2 bikes on the boat, and we'd pull into these towns. We'd go 40 miles a day, 60 miles a day, and pull in for the night, sometimes stay an extra day. And we'd ride and take our bikes to get our groceries, and we'd be riding around these towns, and we noticed that all these little towns had nice parks. And one night we were sitting on the boat having a little cocktail, and we just thought, Wapahasha really could do something like this. A nice place for people to gather and enjoy the river and sit back and relax. And so about 4 years later, July of 07, that's when I met John Meesh and John Line. We were the president of the Port Authority at the time. And just mentioned the idea of the fountain here. I had spent a little time, just did a real nice outline of what we wanted to do, how we wanted to construct it. And it didn't have a plan because we were just trying to get permission to build it at this spot. Now the Eagle Center has been constructed, and there's a lot of people coming to Wapahasha, and we just thought this would be the perfect spot. There's a lot of people that go through the Eagle Center. Some might want to spend half hour, some might want to spend an hour. The people, while they're waiting, can come out here now and sit and watch the fountain and just watch the river and enjoy the outdoors. The stone that we used on this project, we wanted to blend in with what they had already started around the Eagle Center. So that all was trucked in from Chilton Quarry down by Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. There's about 325 tons of stone here in this project. I can't remember how much a semi can haul, but I know there's a lot of semis that came up from down there. Again, it was all local contractors, and I never asked any of them to give me a bid. There's really no way they could bid this project. None of them have ever built a fountain before or a project like this, and I didn't expect them to give me a bid. I just trusted that they would treat us right, and every one of them did. Now this is going to be the hard part. I want to say a few words about our parents, and I'll start with our dad, Bert, better known to some of the older folks as B.J. Bouquet. Dad would be so proud of the Eagle Center here. 40 to 45 years ago, when they moved the riverfront down here, Dad had a telescope, and he used to look at the eagles across the river for a lot, half hour at a time. He just loved watching the eagles and seeing when they would show up and how many he could find in any one day. So he just loved this Eagle Center. Dad enjoyed woodworking. That's maybe where I got my start. We'd make little projects. Bernie and I, remember, we'd make presents for Mom and turn things out on the lathe. And he taught us how to do it right. Dad just loved to fish. Right down here, you can see it right over there. There's a little hole that Dad used to go fishing in, and like all the doctors, he was on call a lot. But he would go there and fish, and if he had a call, Mom would come out on the riverbank. She'd take a big white towel and wave it back and forth. And when Dad saw that, he knew that he had to come in and go to the hospital or go somewhere. So he'd go over there and fish as long as he could until he saw her waving at him. So Dad would be very proud of this project. I know he would. Our mother, Dorothy. Dorothy was born and raised here in Wapahasha. We used to live down the street here. People would come and they would stop in front of our house and have a picnic on the bench in front of our house. And Mom just used to love to see that, when people would take the time and just relax and watch the river. So I know Mom would be very proud of these benches and this fountain, but knowing that people could now sit in a beautiful spot like this and enjoy the river. Gus Marming. Gus was just easy to have around. He just blended in. Everybody loved him. Gus loved his grandchildren and sports. I mean, he was like a nomad. He would travel all over the place to watch kids play sports. He'd be in Rochester for a couple weeks, then he'd take off and go to Chicago for a couple weeks. Then he'd take off and go out to Portland. He'd catch a few games out there, and then he'd end up in Sun City for the winter. And he just loved going around and watching that. He just was into fitness. He was a boxer back in the Navy, and he always liked to keep himself in shape. He'd have his little routines, and a lot of times he'd cut little articles out of the paper and send them to you on nutrition and whatnot. Health was important to him. And he said, "You are what you eat." Vivian, she loved to volunteer. She volunteered a lot for her church, Girl Scouts, National League of Women Voters. She was president of the Does. Loves music. She made sure that all of her children played an instrument of some kind, and also played the piano besides that. And they all did. They all were good at it. Vivian decided to get into real estate. She had a good friend, Velva, and they'd go out and buy houses and fix them up and sell them, and go buy another one, fix it up and sell it. They were way ahead of this program on TV where you turn property. They were doing it 40, 50 years ago. Vivian also claims responsibility for getting Marcia and I together. There's a few other people that claim that same thing, but for today it's Vivian. She's the one. Thank you for that too. Again, all of our parents, they're just honest, hardworking, and humble people. They enjoyed the simple things in life. And we should all just try to follow them, because it was a great example for all of us. It feels so good for both Marcia and I to build this project, for all that they did for us. Our parents, I know Vivian loves the fountain, and I know all of our parents would love seeing people enjoying this setting. And that's the pleasure Marcia and I get out of this project, is seeing all the people that enjoy coming down here and sitting and taking pictures and just enjoying the fountain and the beautiful statue here that Joanne Bird did. Beautiful plaque here that says, "We dedicate this fountain park in loving memory of Dr. Bert and Dorothy Bouquet, Gus and Vivian Marmage." And well, there's a lot of good parents out there. So the saying right below that here says, "And to all parents who bring the best of the past into the future." A gift to the city of Wapahasha, September 18th, 2010, John and Marcia Bouquet.
We are so lucky to have John in our family. We have a wonderful family, and John is one of the last parts of our family. All kinds of little grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and I had children. And I want to thank John for doing this and remember it. And I think Dorothy and Doctor and my husband Gus are up there smiling down, saying, "Good job, well done, John."
Like a lot of people in Wapahasha just didn't know a lot about Chief Wapahasha, and I always, when the city of Wapahasha was named after him, the county was named after him. There's a lot of streets named after Wapahasha. There was the Wapahasha Bridge up in the cities. For me, the more I read, and the more I get to know it, the more interesting it gets. And with this new Eagle Center here, I just thought it would be a great way to bring Chief Wapahasha and that history into Wapahasha for the people that are coming to visit here. And it's the crowning jewel of the whole project, the statue here. Right now, a lot of people have come. There's tons of nice comments, but I know people aren't always sure who they're looking at. So we have a nice plaque that's going to go right by the statue here. This one says Wapahasha II, the Leaf, 1760s to 1836. And acknowledging Joanne, the sculptor, Joanne Bird, Brookings, South Dakota. She is a Wapahasha descendant. This will get mounted. This will get mounted right up here by the statue. To Vernell and Ernie there, I was so glad that they could make it today. We have nice banners here that we'd like to present to them, and we'll get some more of these made up for you too. These are the flags that Wapahsha displays on their flagpoles around town. They're very proud to display those flags. Hot off the press, you might say. We have some nice bronze plaques made. And they're mounted up here by the Eagle Center. There's one for Chief Wapahsha 1, one for Chief Wapahsha 2, and one for Chief Wapahsha 3. There was kind of a sheet over, and we were going to go up and kind of unveil it. Maybe I wanted to have Joanne the sculptor, and Mayor Mish, and Vernell, and Ernie, and myself, and we'll go over there and maybe do an unveiling here quick, and that'll be kind of the end of my presentation.
This officially ends the program, but just so you understand what we are doing, the people that were requested, there's a history of the Wapahshas that has been unveiled already. We're going to go over there and take pictures. On behalf of Chief Ernest, his family, and everybody that's here, and on behalf of the Bouquet family, Marcia's parents, everyone, thank you very much for being with us. And now what we have to do is enjoy this and carry forward the spirit. Thank you. Have a great day.
Oh gosh. It's an honor to know you officer. What a thing. Smile, Marcia. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Always.